Judah coming to y'all with another video. Coming to y'all with another video. To the one that's listening to this video, I hope your day is going well. I know it seems like you're living in the twilight zone. I know a lot of this that you are soaking in at this time, this moment in time. It's a lot to take in, and your mind is going crazy, and you're trying to put the pieces to the puzzle together and stuff like that. All I need you to do is this, right? Is follow them laws, statutes, and commandments. Most importantly, the 10 Commandments that God gave to Moses, right? And one of the biggest things that I want you to remember is Sabbath. Remember Sabbath and to keep it holy. Why am I bringing up this special day? For those who don't know, Sabbath is the day of the Lord. This is the day where we all come together and worship the creator of heaven and earth. That is the God of Israel. Many of you don't know this. Many of you are asleep, right? But I'm here to wake you up. Because at the end of the day, all I care about is getting back to the land that God promised Abraham, our ancestors, and that is the promised land. I know y'all niggas is tired of living here. Y'all want to go back to your own land. You want to live in these nice big mansions. You want to have palm trees. You're tired of going to sleep hungry. Your knees is bothering you. It's too fucking cold. You ain't have to worry about that back in the land. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Sabbath. Why am I bringing this up? As I told y'all before, this fake reality you're living in, most of this is a test by God Himself to really and truly see if His people love Him and is listening to the stuff that He says in the book. Right? Now, when it comes to these Hebrew Israelite camps, these motherfuckers will say stuff like, they don't believe in the Jews over there in Israel, the Jewish people, which is okay, right? But these the same motherfuckers who practice their Masonic, pagan holidays. So to them, they believe Sabbath is on Saturday. But I'm here to tell you something different. And I just want you to sit back and truly think about what I'm about to say to you, okay? Just use your brain. Let me take you to Genesis 2 and 2. And on the seventh day, God ended his work, which he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work, which he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because he rested from all his work, which God had created and made. Now, you as someone that's listening to the sound of my voice, I want you to pay attention to something. Notice how God repeated himself when he said his work, his work, his work. Why did God constantly put up work, work, work? Because he's working, he's building, he's doing labor work. He's doing a job. And so on the seventh day, he didn't do no work. He rested. Okay? Why is this important? On my community page, right, I have my audience. I asked them these questions, but, a lot of them scared to answer this. If you're working, most people in America, right? Not even in America, but around the world, and I'm going to get in that later in this video. Most Americans start the labor work. Notice what I said, labor work on a Monday. So you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will make the fifth day, Saturday, the sixth day. Now you notice how a lot of people say they have sometimes 5 to 6 work days. Usually the sixth day of work is on a Saturday. Then Sunday, that's when majority everybody has the day off. Now what's interesting about Sunday, right? Sunday is also where a lot of businesses, not just in America, but around the world, are closed, which will make Sunday the seventh day. Just pay attention. Just pay attention to what I'm saying. That's all I ask from you. Now, this is a calendar from America. The Jewish calendar and the American calendar is pretty much the same. They have Sunday starting. They have Sunday as the first day of the week. Here's my question to you, right? The person that's listening to me. How would you know what day is the first day? When God created the heavens and the earth, where in the book does it say that God created everything, or God had his first creation on a Sunday? Where does it state that at? How would you know? Really sit back and think about the shit that I'm saying. Now, what many of you don't know is this. The world is split when it comes to what day starts on what day. So most of the world has it starting on Sunday, and the other half of the world has the beginning of the week started on Monday. So it's split. So 67 countries, right, over 4 billion people start the week on Sunday. So they say that this is the beginning of the week. And 160 countries say that the beginning of the week starts on a Monday. Now, me, I'm asking you this. How would you know? Really sit back and think. How would you know? And the reason for this is simple. For instance, right, we have a thing called leap year. So every 4 years they add on an extra day to the calendar. How will we know what day is actually what day? Really sit back and think. This is why, again, we can go back to Genesis. God constantly states work, work, work. So he's talking about labor. But let's keep going. Let's go to Exodus 20:8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all of your work. But the 7th day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you should not do any work, you or your son or your daughter or your male servant or your female servant or your livestock or the sojourner who is within your gates. For in the 6 days the Lord made the heaven and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested on the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed Sabbath day and made it holy. So God is constantly speaking about work, labor, businesses. Are y'all following what I'm saying? I hope I'm not losing y'all. Excuse me. Right? So let's go to this article with Chick-fil-A. Okay? And I just want you to pay attention to what this guy said in the quotes. For those who don't know, Chick-fil-A doesn't open up on Sundays for religious reasons, right? And it reads, quote, having worked 7 days a week in a restaurant open 24 hours, Truitt saw the importance of closing on Sunday so that he and his employees could set aside one day to rest and worship if they choose, a practice we uphold today. Why did he put that in there? Right? Set aside one day to rest and to worship. Think about it. Again, let me break this down. Most people in the world start their work week, their labor, on a Monday. But there's more. I want to take y'all here. I want to take y'all here for a sec. This is a post I seen on Twitter, right? And it reads, "Me and my best friend go to church, work out, and have dinner together every Sunday. I really love it. LOL. This girl, my soulmate." Now, if you haven't watched my latest video, I highly recommend you guys check it out because this is a serpent seed woman. You know, for those who just discovered this video, please continue to check out my other content so you can gain some type of wisdom. So, what did God say on Sabbath? He said you are supposed to remain in your house, right? Do not light a fire. In other words, do not cook. What you are supposed to do is have leftovers from the previous day and eat it on the seventh day. This person put work out. What do you do when you work out? You're doing some type of labor, some type of movement. So this person knows what they're doing. They're mocking God, but they don't want you to know that. This is a serpent seed. Again, if you haven't read the Bible, it is a spiritual book. And I'm not speaking about the New Testament. That shit is trash. I'm talking about the Old Testament. It's a spiritual book. So, you know, it's kind of like some Disney type shit, so to speak. Right? Let's get back into this, though. Let's get back into this. I came across this article, even though I already knew this, but I came across this article and it says, "Why is Labor Day always celebrated on a Monday?" Well, if you was listening to what I just said, most people in America and around the world, they began labor work on the Monday, which would be considered the first day. Okay? Let me show y'all this real quick. Let's go to Leviticus 23 and 24. And it reads, quote, "Say to the Israelites, on the first day of the 7th month, you are to have a day of Sabbath rest, a sacred assembly, camaraderie with trumpet blast." So the whole, modern day Western version of Labor Day, right? This concept comes from Leviticus. So on a certain month, right? On a certain month, the first day, because remember, God rested on the seventh day. But on the first day, right, you are supposed to have a day of rest. So you ever wonder why in America, when they have Labor Day, people are off work, people don't go to work? It's because this concept came from God Himself. Is this all making sense to y'all? I constantly ask y'all to write in the comment section. I ask people, well, what makes you think it's on a Saturday? Because the calendar says it. How do you know what day is actually what fucking day? China adds days to their calendar. America adds days to their calendar. You got people in Africa, the continent of Africa, right? You got all these different countries. Them motherfuckers got fucking days. They can be right next to each other, but they have different days. Some of y'all is something special. I try to tell y'all. Let's go to Isaiah 58 and 13. If you keep your feet from breaking the Sabbath and from doing as you please on my holy day, if you call the Sabbath a delight and the Lord's holy day honorable, and if you honor it by not going on your own way and not doing as you please or speaking idle words. So what does God mean by this? Just like I showed y'all from that Twitter post, how this girl was going out, working out, doing whatever she wanted to do. And this goes for men as well. That is what God was speaking about. Dishonoring his day for your own pleasure. Or what do these Hebrew Israelite camps do? They have a special day for this false idol, right? Called Yahweh Shad. So they're talking idly. They're speaking idle words to this false deity that has no power. That has no power. He can't do anything. He can't see. He can't smell. He can't talk. He can't grant you wishes. He can't do nothing for you. But you got niggas on the corner that will praise this deity that don't exist. And this is why God called those type of people idiots, fucking fools. Again, Sabbath is a special day. It's one of the 10 commandments that he gave to Moses. And God loved his people so much, right, Judah, that he shared his holy day with his people, which are you, quote unquote, black people in America, or Judah that's scattered four corners of the earth. That's how much God loved you, that he shared his special day with your ancestors. Because back in Egypt in bondage, right, the pharaohs had the Israelites working 7 days a week, had them working on God holy day, Sabbath. So remember Sabbath, 6 days of labor. Okay? You got people in your community right now that get up, leaving their dwelling place to go to these churches to worship an idol when they should be at home resting, or getting up, going to church and having our women, people that are part of these ministries, having them in the kitchen and shit on Sunday at church, serving food to the people and shit. That's what God was talking about when he said don't have no male or female servant working. But the church got your motherfucking grandma right now pouring some motherfucking greens on your plate while you at church. With that being said, I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. And remember, think about that land. I'm out.